Hi, my name is Cash. Welcome back to my channel, Cloud Soldier. Just a quick introduction that I'm going through this AZ-900 series, and in this video, what I'll be doing show you guys how to build a data warehousing solution on Azure. We will explore Azure services that help build a robust enterprise data warehousing solution. Just to let you know, guys, before I start, that for AZ-900, I don't have to go into too much detail because for the exam purposes is not required. But if you watch the video till the end, you will understand what tools do we need to process big data, and how to create CI/CD pipeline, not CI/CD pipeline, I would say pipeline to process this data uh, and show you in the end that how these data engineers do this process. So, like as you know, that companies are collecting a massive amount of data, application logs, server logs, and streaming data, and they need tools to store, process, and analyze this information efficiently. We will be having a quick overview of the key steps and Azure services involved, such as data ingestions and storage. Like, for example, you got lots of data coming in, so you need a tool to ingest that data and store. So in our lab, what we'll be doing that we'll use Azure Stream Analytics to process incoming streaming data, and we will utilize Azure Synapse Analytics to ingest and store data in Azure storage account. Like we will be creating an Azure storage account, such as for acting as a data lake. And then the next step is that we will prepare this data, and we can either use Azure Databricks, or for this example, in this lab, first of all, we use Azure Synapse. And then after the store is processed, we have to analyze. So we'll store this processed data in the SQL data warehouse for structure, storage, and querying. Then after that, the data can be visualized, and what people do when the data is analyzed, they can create a reports using Power BI. And in this example, I have got a log file which is in .csv. So we will upload that data into our data lake storage account, and then we will build this lab to create a data warehouse and process this data, and in the end we'll see a different format of CSV file. So if you are interested into a preparing for like a big picture of this what we're doing, then you have to go for exam which is called DPT03. So let's go and dive into this. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Cash is here again, Cloud Soldier. So in this topic, as we know, we're going through topic of databases. So today we are talking about enterprise data warehouse. Right, so basically, this is like companies, they have got lots of data, and they want to analyze that data and get reports. For that purpose, Azure have tools to create this data warehouse. I can give you an example. Say, for example, it's just like a rough architecture I'm giving you guys. Say, for example, that we are getting data in the forms of files, logs, right? So the data is coming forms, logs. Also, we have application which are sending data, Right, so this data adds it has to go into this. Just think that way. So we need to have some kind of storage. So we have got a storage called data lake, and we can call it data lake storage. So this data needs to come to our storage. To bring that data to storage, we need to have another tool to ingest this data before it goes to storage. So that will be Azure Synapse service. So this is another service. So this will ingest the data, then it will come to your data. After the data is over here, there is another tool we use to prep and train this data, that is called data bricks service. After the data has been trained and prepped, it will go to another tool or another service which is called SQL data warehouse, and this data will we can create reports using Power BI, and we can get the reports. So this is just like a very high level design which is called high level HLD, high level design, to make you understand how to create enterprise data warehouse. So to perform all this, we're gonna create a small lab. We can perform a small lab. So we just create a data lake storage account. So if we just go to our storage account and create a storage account, and just create a new resource group. We call it DLRG, data lake storage resource group, and we call it data lake storage account 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, whatever unique name, and it's in UK South. Leave it like this. Redundancy, we keep it locally, and next. So this is where we need to do some to make sure it's a data lake. So hierarchical namespaces for data lake storage gen 2, that's what we are creating here. So we just select that and leave it like this. Everything normal. Yes. Next. Review and create. And let's come back when this is done. Right, let's see, our resource has been created. So we'll just look for storage account, and so this is a storage account we created. And if I go to, so if we can notice in our data storage, the container size, the container image is different from the normal account. So this is a data lake excuse me. So this is a data lake storage, as you can see. So let's go and create a container. I'll create, and we call this data, and create. And in this data, I've got a sample log file So we can upload for this exercise, so we can create a data warehouse. So browse files, go to my PC, go to my folder AZ-900 database and upload that. And upload. Yes, so now we can see this is a CSV file. CSV file means a comma separated value. That means the data is separated by comma. Okay, so in our next topic, I will come back to you guys soon. Right, so we have just uploaded the log file. As I was discussing in my high level design, that to store this data into our data lake storage, we need to have another service called Azure Synapse service. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create this service in our portal. So if I go back to my all resources, let's say create resource, and search for Azure Synapse Analytics. We need this one, create. Azure, it will create a Synapse workspace. So we use our existing resource group, which is data lake RG. Leave that it is. We call it say data warehouse workspace. And you can out is fine. Count name, we call it count name, we call it say data, or we can call it say Azure SQL admin. The story in your hands going. Okay, we can say Azure SQL user. Yeah, that's fine. Just remember that, and we need to create a file name system. Just call it data, and click security. Oh, we have to confirm that again. We didn't create a password, so yes. This is fine. So next, networking. Allow connections from this, fine. Next, validation passed. Right, so let's come back when it is done. Right, so we got this error. Let's check that that our Synapse provider has been enabled in our Azure portal. Also, if I go to my, what do you call it, a subscription, and if we go to our subscription and settings, resource providers, if you see that, close that. Right, can you see anywhere? So let's search for Synapse. Microsoft SE. So it is registered. Let's create again. Go back to create resource and Synapse, Azure Synapse Analytics, and go to Synapse Analytics, create, and resource group is this one. Enter workspace name, say DL workspace. Data lake workspace in this one, memory user, okay. Account name, so account name only data lake storage and accounts. Okay, all right, we have to select this existing data lake, and we created a other one, that's why it gave us error. Security, and we networking, we allow all that. Next tag, create, and create validation pass, and let's come back when this is done. Right, so we have created Azure Synapse Analytics, so this will help us to create a SQL data warehouse. Just a disclaimer, I'm not sure if you are using a 30-day trial that will allow you to able to create these services. So, but my account is pay as you go, so that's why it's been created. So there's a cost for storage, but we are uploading only a one single file, which I showed you earlier, which is CSV file. But to create a data warehouse, we need to create SQL pools. And when we create SQL pools, I will show you how to do. So if you go to resource, so this is our resource group, and you can see our DL workspace, Synapse workspace has been created, and this is account. So if we click onto that one, so when we creating a pool which is required to create a data warehouse, so if I go to pool, SQL pools, so this will cause some create like, sorry, need to pay some money on it. So as soon as you done with this lab, please make sure you delete it, so avoid the cost. It's very minimum, but still. So let's create a pool, and we just call it SQL pool, and we make it minimum. As you can see, there's a lot of money, nearly 13 and a half, 50 pound GBP, so we make it reduced to minimum. So still is about 1.35, so we'll delete this anyway. So next additional cost, next tags, just done, create. So it should create, and we'll come back as soon as this is created. Right, so our SQL pool has been created. So if we go to resource, and we can see that our data warehouse, the SQL pool has been created. But if you remember previously that when we created Azure SQL databases or MySQL, and we used to have a tool to connect it, or we used to have a query editor, but we do not have any tool like this. So, but thanks, they have provided us a tool built in, which is called Open Synapse Studio. If we click open, so this way is an integrated tool inside our portal, and we can use to upload our file which we created in our data lake storage, and we can bring that CSV file, the log file, into our um, and our Synapse workspace, which we created in a SQL pool. This is quite a nice tool. You can create pipelines and you can do lots of bits and pieces with this. So at this stage, we will create a pipeline. If you go to home, or if you go to data, SQL database, you can see our pool is there. At the moment, we do not see any table in there because we do not have any data. So what do we need to do? We have to create a pipeline. To click that, if we click the pipeline, right? If we click that plus sign and we go to our integrate, no, my apologies, not integrate. No, it's grayed out now. Let's log it again. So this is our DL workspace. Integrate, yeah, this one. Integrate plus, and this is a quick wizard tool, and we can create a pipeline or link connection, but we'll use this tool, copy data tool, and we use this built-in copy task. So we'll get the source, and the source is our data lake, which we already integrated when we created our Azure Synapse analytics service. So we mentioned in there when we're creating it. So if we click next, and connection type, we choose our workspace, yeah, and this will give us, and we browse, and this should give us our CSV file. Yes, data, that was our container name. If we click that and select that and click OK and next, right? So we are here. So basically, like, as you know, we are creating a pipeline. So this pipeline will got some steps in sequence. As we know that the log CSV file is a comma separated value file, so it's a different format. That means the data is separated by comma, as you can see, by comma. So we need to convert this format into a table like we saw in SQL pool table. So to do this, we need to create a pipeline and run this pipeline. And as soon as we run this pipeline, it will automatically create the infrastructure for us. We don't have to do anything. So you can see this. You can see also what it will be like preview data. So see, it's already have seen that what kind of data do we have. It's a log.csv. You can preview that. So click next. Destination type. As you can see, we can select, as you can see, our destination is our SQL pool, but we can also see lots of services we can extract data from, such as blob storage, CosmoDB, you just name it, everything is there. But at this stage, what we are doing it, we cancel that. So we will select our SQL pool. Next. So we selected the SQL pool, and we don't want to map at the moment, so we skip next. And yes, next. So this is a task name for a pipeline which is created,
And if we go that auto, yeah, and the copy method, we just want to like bulk insert the whole file in there, so we're using bulk. Next, and we can see this, so Azure data lake, so data is moving to our SQL pool. Fine, all that good. Next, so you see the pipeline started running already, so it will create data sets, it will create pipeline, it will run pipeline. So if I let this run, so if you finish this, so this has run. So if you go to a pipeline, you can see the status of the pipeline, variable settings. Yeah. So this is the pipeline we ran. It's all running. So if we go to our home or database, and if we click the SQL pool and tables, yep, so we can see that our data has been processed and pipeline has been created. So if we click this on three dots and select top 100 rows, and we can see just want to take up, where's it gone? Yeah, so we can see that our all data has been processed and it's in a different format, as you can see in .log, in columns. As you can see that these are all the other databases. So we have successfully processed our data, analyzed our data from CSV format into a different format by creating a pipeline and successfully. So this is like a very basic example of just give you an idea of how to run a pipeline and create a data warehouse and process your data, but it's a complete different worm of cans. In like you need to learn a different course which is DPT03, and it's like complete data science, but hopefully this give a good idea of what we went through. And thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment. Thank you very much.